Hey everybody, Happy New Year! Today I just wanted to make a really quick video talking about how to extend your lessons when teaching, because I don't know if you've been through it before or not, but there are times that I had gone through pretty much all of the lesson material and then I find myself at the end thinking, oh my goodness, I still have like 7 minutes left. What am I going to do? So these are my top 3 tips that I have started implementing for a while now, and they help me out greatly. So I just thought, share it really quick with my audience. So number 1, my first tip is to spend a lot of time in slide 0. That's a personal preference for me. That's the slide that when you enter in the classroom, you see how many students are there waiting for you, anywhere between 1 and 4, and you can start to interact with them and ask general questions to really determine what level they are at in terms of speaking English. So obviously, if there are 3 or 4 students in the class, it helps with the pace of the lesson because there's a lot more interaction going back and forth. But if there's 2 students or even 1, oh my gosh, you really have to kind of pace yourself in a different way because there's that much less interaction with other students. And it's okay. I've adapted to that, but in the beginning, it was hard sometimes. So number 1, like I said, spend a lot of time on slide 0. If they're new to speaking English, ask a lot of basic questions about colors and their favorite animals, and do they feel happy or sad? Where do they live? Sometimes they may or may not know that. And then I'll take out some of the tools. I'll use the text board and I'll write out my question and write out the answer and spend a lot of time there and giving them, diamonds for their answers. And if the students are a lot more advanced, then I can get into a lot more dialogue and ask questions about, their school and their favorite class. Do they have brothers and sisters? What are their names? How old are they? What do they like to eat? What did they eat for breakfast? What are they going to do tomorrow? Do they play sports? What type of sports? And I'll share more about myself as well. Like, oh, I play tennis, or I have a dog, and do you have a dog? And then, sometimes they'll even show me their pet, and then I'm like calling over for my pet, and like I bring her over and show, which I don't know if I'm supposed to do that, but the kids love it and they have fun. So I spend a lot of time there, and even once class begins, when the timer gets to 0 and then it starts the actual clock for the class, then I still like to be in slide 0 for another 2 minutes or so. You'll find that every minute counts during your lesson. So if you spend an extra minute here, an extra minute there, it really helps extend the lesson. So that's tip number 1. Tip number 2 would be, obviously you learn this when they're providing you the training material, but time management, really pacing yourself. And they say, about 2 minutes per slide, but sometimes it doesn't, one slide could be so short. I mean, the kids can really zip through it. So what I like to do is once I'm at slide 5 or 6, I like to see that I'm at least 10 minutes already into class, because then I think, okay, good, I'm not too ahead of the lesson, and I can, keep, just kind of keep going at a good pace at that point. That's just what I like to see. And then of course, once you're at slide 7 or 8, then, hopefully you're at least halfway through the timer, because you have to teach for 28 minutes. The lessons are for 30 minutes, but they want 28 minutes of class time. So you learn how to pace yourself. So yeah. Tip number 1, sorry, I'm like, what did I want to say? Tip number 1 is spending a lot of time on slide 0. Tip number 2, very much pacing yourself, trying to find at what point during the lesson you want to be at a target number, a target time. For me, it's around slide 5 or 6 to already be about 10 minutes into my lesson, or more, depending. And then my final tip is, once I get to the very end, before I do the final review summary slide, I go back and review other slides that we've already done that the kids really enjoy. So like sometimes there's like a bingo game, or reviewing vocabulary that they've learned in previous classes, anything like that. Or sometimes there's like trivia games that you can play with the kids. anything like that, the slides that the kids really like, the ones that take a little bit more time, I'll go back through and review those again. And once I do that, sometimes I'm even kind of like hurrying now to get to the summary because I've already, gotten to the point of where I need to be during the lesson. So again, those are just my top 3 tips. I know it seems pretty simple, but it does help when you're in the classroom because every minute counts. So yeah, that's all I wanted to say. Happy teaching, Happy New Year. I have this shirt now. I've been wearing it. It says, I don't know if you can read it, Teacher Barbara. Just kind of helps me in my mornings. I put on my shirt and I'm good to go. Of course, you can wear anything, but it's fun when you have something that's a little bit more tailored to teaching or represents the company that you're working for. I got this shirt from a shop on Etsy called Trendy ESL Shop, and they're really great. So yeah, definitely check it out. These headphones are really great as well. I can put a link down below just to kind of share where I got it. I got it on Amazon. It's not an affiliate link. I don't get anything from that. But I have had a couple questions asking me, what headset do I use? So I'll go ahead and put the link down below. It costs $20 on Amazon and it works really well. I tried to look in Walmart when I first was shopping for items that I kind of needed to start teaching, and they didn't have it there. So I do plan to make a video talking about a little bit more of my equipment, which is very few items that I do have, but I'll make a video about that and post it on here. So if you have any questions, go ahead and comment below, let me know. I love to hear from you. If you want me to help you along your journey, go ahead and click on my referral link and I can assist you with the interview process and everything with QKids. Happy teaching.